They were with my friend Will today, and he's going to be profiling a deck that you guys saw in one of the past videos a week or so ago. I apologize I couldn't get it to you guys sooner, and that is his D Hero deck. Now, he doesn't play any of the new D Heroes that you guys have seen come out from Venom. They're not out yet, and he just plays a couple of the old ones, so hope you guys enjoy.
Alright, take it off. Yeah, unfortunately I couldn't do the greatest against tellers, but respects to Jeff, he did what he had to do with the floodgates, I guess. To start off, pure and simple, triple Shadow Mist. Now, the reason I run this is because I am basically using the Mask Heroes. Darklaw and Ankh is my competitive advantage, so searching out Mass Change is pretty good, or Mass Change second if I'm looking for pre-pitch outlets, and being able to search any hero I need is pretty choice. And also she still gets her effect when used as Exceed material. Next up, for my personal favorite card of the deck and my quote-unquote main guy to go into, Triple Diamond Dude. I finally got ultis, yay for me. Now, for those of us who don't remember what Diamond Dude does, he basically says you excavate the top card of your deck and reveal it to both players. If it's a normal spell, you're activating the effects, not the card during your next main phase. What makes this really good is that obviously you can activate stuff like Pot of Duality, but because you never activated the card but you're just stealing the effects, you can do Duality but still get your special summon. You can also do stuff like Destiny Draw and still not have to discard. Being able to go Soul Charge and still swing, and that's pretty good. And of course, if you end up milling a random Mass Charge, then you know, win. Next up, I played 2 Bubble Man. There are sometimes I wish I could play 3, but 2's still pretty nice. Simple idea behind him. If he's doing the card in hand special, rank 4 enabler, goes into acid. And the best part is with Bubble Man, since a lot of people who do play heavy back row is afraid of Bubble Man, sometimes they mess up and they try to do something to him right away. You chain Mass Change, they waste a day card, you blow up everything, or you can just special Bubble Man to bait something out, because why not? Double Summoner Monk. I prefer this over Goblinberg because Rhoda is only at 1, so I want to make Rhoda count more or less. And with Summoner Monk, if you pitch, you still get your Shadow Mist plays, you pitch spells that you didn't really care about in the first place, and if for whatever reason you don't want to leave Shadow Mist on board, you can exceed with this and Shadow Mist to go into stuff like Evil Swarm Nightmare. And for XYZ heavy decks or decks that just like to special summon, it's a nightmare. I know, bad jokes. Bad jokes. Bad jokes.
Bad jokes, bro. Bad jokes.
Next up, for one of the more underrated cards of the deck, Destiny Hero Doomlord. This card is actually very, very good. At least in the variant that I have. For those of us who don't remember, now unfortunately he does target, so rest in pepperonis if you face Cosmo, but oh well. You target one monster your opponent controls, face up, face down, you banish it, and then it comes back to them on your second standby after activation. What makes Doomlord really good, especially with the way it's been ruled here, if you saw during the feature match, if you activate Doomlord to banish something, let's say a Utopia the Lightning, they try to go Fiendish Chain, you chain Darklaw, this runs away, you special summon Darklaw because you chained your Mass Change. Not only does Utopia the Lightning still get banished, all the material goes along with it. And then also, it's nice for dumb locks that you can't get out of. Naturia Beast, no. Thunder King, no. Nobody was afraid of Construct thanks to this card. Am I forgetting anybody? Oh yeah, Ignister! I can't do the voice. I can't do the voice. One day though.
The red ones usually go red ones.
one alias, simple 19 beater, goes into Koga. I like going into Koga a lot because it allows me to run over stuff. Sometimes it baits out my opponent's stuff and they have it, and with Koga being the quick effect, if my opponent wants to run into me and not remember that Koga's a quick effect, you can actually make Dark Law bigger than he's supposed to be. One defender, not the greatest card by himself, but 27 defense, protects you from getting ran over, Dark Law target, and if you have this and Dark Law on board, your opponent is forced to draw, you trigger Dark Law effect, banish. So, sneaky defense, possible high utility, but I would not recommend more than the one. That's it for the monsters. I believe that was 14. Next are the spells. This should be a little self-explanatory. You're playing a masked Destiny Hero variant, so triple mask change, Dark Law, Koga, Anki, Acid, ducking, card effects, simple.
Let me get this out. No, it's fine.
2 mask change seconds. Now some people don't like this. The reason I run this is because it is technically like almost running like 5 mask change. And if you have Diamond Dude on board, you can mill something. You set this. If you have Shadow Mist, you pitch, get a search, negate. It makes up for itself. And if nothing else, pitch Monk, pitch with Monk, pitch with Wing Blast, yada yada.
Sorry about all like layer in that video.
For some one-offs, I won Book of Moon, Warrior Return to Live, Gold Sark, E-Call, Rhoda. Now, and of course, Foolish Burial, Soul Charge, and the Hero Lives. Now, explaining these one by one. With the Hero Lives, I sometimes bounce between 1 and 2. The reason I would never do more than 2 is because I'm playing Soul Charge. If I wasn't playing Soul Charge, now I would probably just do 2 of this. But Soul Charge wins you games off a Diamond Dude. You can just get a bunch of resources. And most times when you resolve Soul Charge, especially off a Diamond Dude, you know you've won that game. The one Rhoda, because it's at 1, sad face. E-Call is basically a weaker Rhoda, but it can search out your Shadow Mist, an alias if you need it, or a quick Bubble Man. Book of Moon, it does target, so if I'm going up against Cosmo, I'm just putting this out there. It's not the worst thing in the world against Magi Specters, because unless they make Corinne, they're going to make some stupid extra deck. They're going to make some sort of stupid extra deck monster, and then it's like, you know, laugh at them and watch them squirm.
It's rare that you make those monsters. Like,
Keep lying, Suji. The one Warrior Return to Live recycles your guys. You can pitch it if you don't need it. Foolish Burial, power plays, Berry Mist, simple. The reason I started running Gold Sark is for whatever reason, I was never actually able to open Mass Change, so I actually do use this to search out Mass Change, and the deck does have what it takes to stall out for those few turns you don't have it, but after like turn 3, turn 4, if you don't see it, you know you lost. So if you get this early game, it's still a Mass Change, or if your opponent is playing a whole bunch of back or you're not trying to deal with it, search out Twin Twisters.
Mr. Sick Man.
So that's it. Oh, another thing I like about Gold Sark, it's more or less a wild card. Gives your deck that shuffle if you need it.
With 2 cop rounds, so.
Alright, dude.
Double Pot of Duality helps with random consistency.
No.
One Twin Twister, double Galaxy Cyclone. Cyclones is to complement Diamond Dude because if you mill it off of him, you blow up a face down spell or trap, and then you still get to destroy a face up spell and trap. And free punch off a Monk. I play the one Twin Twister and I side the other Twin Twister. I do not know what happened to it though, but I normally main one inside the other. Double Destiny Draw, simple as simple. I play D Heroes, Destiny Draw, draw power. And then finally, for my favorite spell of the deck, triple mass charge. Like, this just makes up your resources so nice. Again, you mill it off a Diamond Dude. It's more or less a free +2. And if nothing else, if your opponent goes, oh, I'm going to negate your mass change, lol.
My girlfriend's mom's in the hospital.
For the traps, I play 2 Fiendish Chains. I like these overstrikes because I pay life points as it is, so I'm not trying to make myself lose to my own cards, and it actually protects my guys from getting ran over. 2 other traps that I play are Phoenix Wing Blast. You can pitch cards from your hand that you don't need. That's another good thing why Mass Charge is good. It just gives you free pitch outlets. You pitch something, put a card to the top of your opponent's deck. You know what it is they're going to draw. You basically get that information. You're making them play to your pace a bit. The concept of past, present, and future. And then for one of traps, one called Get Back Monster, Shadow Mist, the Dark Bribe. I've been playing the Ultimate Providence. I kind of like it, but I might side deck this and just turn this into another Dark Bribe. But if you have Shadow Mist in hand, you pitch this, you negate a monster effect, you're going to get a search after the chain is resolved. You know you kind of won, and then bottomless is bottomless. That's it for the main deck. I believe that should be 43 to 45. For the extra deck, I play 1, 2, 3 Darklaw. I don't believe in running stuff like Abyss Dweller. Yes, it stops graveyard effects, but since I'm playing a Mass Destiny Hero deck and they're all darks, if I'm not making a Masked Hero, I'm already losing. Abyss Dweller doesn't fix that. It's only good if I'm already winning. And with this deck, I'm not looking for win more cards. I'm looking for Swiss Army knife mentality.
Right, yeah. Just like a small little,
Other Masked Heroes that I play is 1 Anki, gets over stuff Darklaw cannot, searches out your mass changes, gets you quick advantage. 1 Acid, wreck back row. Nobody has time for that. Might bump him up to 2, but Acid's been pretty good.
plus down 30.
1 Koga because he just gets big and nasty. And also being able to make your guys or your opponent's weenies is pretty good. It's not permanent anymore like it used to be, but still, your opponent tries to run over something, damage calc, get the idea. 1 Utopia to go into Utopia the Lightning. I might get Prime just so I can do the effect twice, and Prime can be somewhat relevant. But normally when I go Lightning, I've kind of won, and if I ever have the need to reuse Utopia, I can just go Returning. Other exceeds that I play are Crab King, 3 Freak. If you don't know what Crab King does, he's a 3K beater. If you detach and special him in attack mode, he runs over something, switch him to defense, and then if he's out of material, your opponent has to attack him. After the battle is set or done, he switches into attack. So he's a 3K beater that Blue Eyes can't crash into. So I still like him. 1/101 allows you to suck up cards, still kind of relevant. 1 Castell, blow away floodgates, blow away problem cards. 1 Dark Rebellion XYZ Dragon. Destiny Heroes are weenies. I need to cut bigger monsters in half so I can run them over, kill the opposition. And if your opponent has some sort of back row that's a threat, they have to answer this. 1 Evil Swarm Nightmare, because this plus Darklaw is kind of game. They want to special summon anything bigger, you just say no. You don't care, you've won.
I think I lost it.
And then 1 Gagaga Samurai. He's like Blade Armor. He targets a Gagaga, can swing twice. And what makes him a little bit better than Blade Armor, let's say your opponent has like a big monster like, just because it's about to be one of the best decks, Blue Eyes. They summon a Blue Eyes, they want to run over your Darklaw. You can switch them to defense and be like, no, you have to attack this first. And that random attack block can actually be pretty relevant for game.
You have a talent, yes.
And then I don't use this guy as much anymore, but the one Excalibur 4K beater punch over stuff,
That girl's number.
that's it for the extra deck. Now I do have a side, but a lot of my side deck cards I basically put away because I'm using them for another deck at the immediate moment, so I would have to get the cards again. But just some quick sides for people to remember. Well, light mirror is automatic. My personal belief, if you play a dark deck, you side light mirrors. If you play a light deck, you side shadow mirrors. So easy enough. Grand Horn eats XYZs, eats synchros, eats inherent summons. They lose their main phase in this plus Dark Law. You wreck the card that you probably gave them. Double Mask of Restrict for Monarchs. Or only one Mask of Restrict because I don't know what happened to the other one. The extra Ultimate Provenance. Double Flying C, just because I don't care about random XYZ decks. Okay, so here are the two Mask of Restricts. I found them. And then Double Deflector. If you don't know what this card does, basically if a quick play spell, field spell, equip spell, pretty much anything but a normal or a ritual spell was to activate or currently face up, you just negate them and turn them off. So it's kind of like a nice no. A strong one to stuff like Stormforth and Domain and other continual spells you don't want to have to deal with in field as well. And then I'm citing the decrees for Demise dot decks. And then the missing side deck card I would play, I would probably look into, what was it, System Downer 2 for Cosmo, but that's pretty much it. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the deck profile. I'll still be playing the deck here and there, but I'm really waiting for the new Destiny Hero cards. Not because I think they're the greatest stuff in the world, but some of the monsters allow you to go into things that you normally could not. For instance, Dystopia guy gives me an excuse to play Form Change without relying solely on Anki. And that's the deck profile. I hope you've enjoyed it.
Thank you very much, Will. And until next time, guys, take care, have fun dueling, and good luck dueling.